Here's what I submit to you guys. You guys are a lot closer to it than I am. If you were the Edmonton Oilers, and I'll use a couple of names here, would you rather use that first-round draft pick to acquire Tristan Jarry with retention or Alex Tuch on a pure rental?
Oh. Easy one for me.
Go on, then.
Tuch. It's Tuch all day for me. I don't have, even if it's 50% retained, I am still of the belief that Pittsburgh's going to want to get rid of Tristan Jarry at some point because they have a lot of young goalies, and I don't know if they want anything other than I think they want like a Shelov's, Murashov, Shelov's, Blomqvist next year. I think and maybe I'm totally out to lunch, but I think you are doing Pittsburgh the favor getting them out of that Jarry contract, so I'm not giving up a first-round pick for it.
I'm with you. And you still might be able to sign him.
Yeah, you might be able to. Maybe. Wife's from Kelowna or somewhere in BC.
I think Jarry. I think I would go with Jarry because I think Skinner and Jarry can be pretty good duo. I think Jarry has found his game again. I think he's back to what he was a few years ago. And I think it's the Oilers' number one weakness. So why would you not address your number one weakness? You're only as strong as your weakest part. Is that the saying or something like that?
Yep, something pretty much.
Yeah, pretty close.
There's no perfect team. Every team has flaws. And here's and this sort of dovetails into what my next question is. Like after this, Tyler, I will surrender trying to host your show, and I will turn the recreation back to you. So here's why I mean, and I don't disagree with you about Alex Tuch. Like I would be that one over Tristan Jarry too. Here's the question though, and I would imagine this would be a question that Stan Bowman and the Oilers brass would be looking at right now too. Considering in the playoffs, we saw it most recently last year with the Florida Panthers. Top six is wash, and sometimes, quite often, it comes down to who's got the strongest third line that wins the Stanley Cup. Do you guys think it's possible for the Oilers to construct a third line, like a Stanley Cup quality third line, without removing Ryan Nugent-Hopkins from Connor McDavid and Zach Hyman?
Yes. I think you could keep the top six the way you are looking at it right now. McDavid, Nuge, Hyman, Draisaitl, Podkolzin, Savoy. You're good. And then you have a third line that is Roslovic, Henrique, and Alex Tuch.
Okay, but there you go. So that comes back to where I'm glad you brought that in, because that is where I agree with you 100%. That is where the value for someone like Alex Tuch comes in right away. Yep. It allows you to address that third line. This is how we're going to win the Stanley Cup. Stanley Cup question. Okay, so we're on the same page about that.
Well,
okay, all settled. Back to you.
No, it's actually a nice tie into one thing that I think is an issue, and I'm writing about this right now at the site, but part of the disappointment this year for the Oilers is okay, Andrew Mangiapane, you kind of hoped that bringing him back to Western Canada would spark something in him, and he's been Victor Arvidsson 2.0. He plays on the perimeter, he falls down, he isn't scoring a lot. Trent Frederick, wildly disappointing, first 4% of the contract for him, or 4% of the way through his 8-year deal as it stands right now. But he's been disappointing. Mangiapane's been disappointing. Tomasek hasn't been quite, I think, what they wanted him to be. With Connor and Leon off the ice, they are still struggling right now. And as much as we can bitch about goaltending and all this other stuff, if they had some depth scoring, they probably have a few more wins. What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered, from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.